Hello, welcome to this international rebuild program, convertible from petrol car to electric car. And we are only using best parts, and that is Tesla parts. Behind the camera because he's got such a bad, what you call it? I don't get it. You have such a bad
vocabulary.
Yeah, right. Vocabulary. Yeah, right. Yeah, and that's here is the old car from 1966. It's a Chevy Impala convertible. It has only about 48,000 miles, and that's about 77,000 kilometers. Options on this car: you have tilt steering wheel, a very nice option on 66 Impala. There's automatic power glide, 2 steps power glide. And this option is hazard option. Yes. We also have you could get this car in 15 different colors, and the interior in 8 different colors. That's amazing. Tesla, you have 5 colors now, and you have 2 colors on the interior, so that's decreasing. The options are decreasing all the time. And now we're going to check the glove department. Never looked in that before today. It's a big day. I wonder what the old man had in this. Holy Moses! It's the best book ever written about stocks. I'm amazed. This came 1990. So the old man must. This car was in the garage for 40 years, the last 40 years. So in 1990 he must been on vacation, read this book, put it in the glove department. More about stocks later. And you could also have this with climate control. This is a simplest version. Simplest radio. You could have this with a speaker control, rear, back, front, rear, right, left, 4 different. A little bit more about options on this car. It has also this on the bumpers, very nice, one on each side, and even at the front bumper here. We have these options. Otherwise it was only the down from here to down. Not that nice. Upper part there. And bought from Enryd Cars in Stockholm, the capital of Sweden. But now we are on the southwest coast of Sweden, where we make these Koenigsegg cars, for example. We also make diesel outboards here, just on this street out here. Do you have any questions?
What have you done so far on the car?
So far we have taken off the fenders. Step 1, fenders off. They are up there in the space, upper space. And then, no, wrong. First, the front bumper off. And then the hood also there by the front bumper. Then the fenders off. And then the inner fenders. It's here. Next step is the front part. And we are taking that in one piece. Just lift off one piece. And then when the car is electrified, we just put it back on. And put on the rest. Fenders and the hood and the bumpers. And the meaning is you shouldn't see it on the outside of the car, that it's electrically powered, so to speak. But in case of a regret, we have marked all the wires. For example, temperature and wiper, engine. Maybe we can use this instead of the Tesla wipers. That we haven't decided, but we have just lift off this then. And then after the front demolition, we are going back to the back rear bumper and take the rear bumper off, and then then after that we are going to lift the whole body off the frame. So we got the frame separated. And then we are going to work on the frame. Yeah, right. One little tip, because I have been restoring such old cars before. And then when you got all the parts in boxes, it's very hard to build. What do you call it, Johan?
Rebuild.
Rebuild, yes. Very good. Very good vocabulary. When you rebuild, it's easier when you are doing the demolition by yourself to rebuild the car. So, for example, all the bolts we are in this manner. So it's easy you don't have to search for all the
Parts.
parts.
Correct.
Small parts.
Yes.
Yes. And the same goes for this. Everywhere. It's a lot of screws here. Oh, everywhere. And this is electrical. The top, convertible top, is electrical. Yes, very nice. And I ordered instruction for this from the United States. Classic industrial parts, and it cost $9.99. Very cheap. A reprint, incredible. Reprint directly to your mailbox at home in Ängelholm. Yes, and that was all for this for now. And we are going home to learn a few new words about cars, and we'll see you next week. Yes. Now we are going to talk to the painter. My friend here, Per Mattsson.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you show your skills?
No, just wet sanding a tank
Very nice.
for polishing. Yeah.
Very nice. Have you?
Nej.
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, Johan. Nice to see you again. Today we're going to talk about preparing for the big body lift, and there's a few things to think about before you can lift the body of the frame. The fuel tank used to be here, which I have already removed from the car because we don't need a fuel tank, obviously, on an electrical car. So if you can follow me here under the car. And the first thing to, are you with me? The first thing we take down is this parking brake cable, because that's attached to the floor on the body on each side here, so we must take down this. We don't have to use this anymore because we use Tesla's brake system, including the parking brakes. Then we must disconnect the gear lever from the transmission, because everything that's connected between the body and the frame we have to disconnect before we can lift the body. We also have this speedometer cable going in the transmission. We have to disconnect. And then we have these body mounts, 7 on each side of the car. That's bolts going from the frame to the body, which you loosen with a wrench up in these holes. 1, 2, 3, 4 here, 1 on the outside of the frame, and 1 up here beside the shock absorber. Then there's 2 more at the rear of the car. You loosen all of these bolts before you can lift the body off. Now I think you got oil in your hair, Johan. You know, when you're under car, you should always have a hat on your head. Yes, now we are going to look on the outside of the car. And here we have a picture showing the different body mounts of the car. We just loosen all this. Now we have, we are going to take the front seat from the Impala and put it up there in the storage. So we have a forklift truck, and so we thought we should have a little fun sitting here talking on the car seat. Do we have fasten your seatbelts, Mattsson? No, we have to. I don't think we have all the parts.
No. Still in
They're
the car.
gone. Okay, we take a little risk. But one important thing here is that when we're going to race the Impala from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in only 2 seconds, we need to reinforce this seat, the back of the seat, because otherwise we are going to get whiplash. What you call whiplash? Injury. We don't want to be in the hospital. So maybe we have to have a new racing seats. Or what do you think about that?
Tesla seats.
Tesla seats, very good. He's got it. This is a very good place to have things you don't need at all for the moment.
Sånt spelspel som är bra. Och du kan hitta dem nu, eller?
Perfect. Vänta, wait.
Ja, där kan du dra ut den.
There are some things we have to disconnect from the front end of the car also. That's, for example, the master cylinder, brake cylinder, master. We have to disconnect the brake line here, and we don't need this anymore. And then we have to disconnect the parking brake cable here. We also have to disconnect the speedometer cable, which I mentioned before. We have to disconnect the steering column from the steering gear here. We have to disconnect the accelerator from the engine, from the carburetor here. Very welcome today. Today we're going to lift off the body, and it's a big day in this project. So here we have a shop. Yes, here we have a workshop crane in the front. And we have our forklift at the rear of the car. So now we're going to lift up the body. Mattsson, can you come here, help us lift? I'm here. Really nice. More space. We can take no, I think we can. And here we have this mobile single post car lift, and it's one of our worst investments so far. But it's nice to have when you're lifting your old Impala up. So the plan is to stick in the arms under the body and then lift the rest. You just have to connect the power. Pause.
du sänka va?
Is it okay? Now we are going to talk about all the parts we don't need. Now we have the frame free from the body, and we're going to strip the frame from unnecessary things. And if we start with the engine, obviously we don't need the combustion engine in an electric version of this car. We don't need the transmission, we don't need this drive shaft, we don't need the exhaust systems or the mufflers. We don't need the whole rear drive axle installation, because here we are going to have Tesla's subframe with the Tesla's drive unit, including drive shafts, brakes and everything from Tesla. More? If you can... Yes, here we have removed the drum brakes, and we are just keeping this spindle, and we're going to use that stock spindle along with the wheelwood disc brake kit, because we want to have disc brakes both in the front and in the rear. In the rear we will have Tesla brakes, disc brakes, and in front we have wheelwood disc brake kits. And we are going to have air suspension system, both front and rear. And here we are going to have new control arms, both the upper and the lower. We're going to replace it with ride tech parts, the suspension parts and the control arms. Yes, hello. This is important to show this. Before we take the rear axle off the frame, we have to mark the center of the rear axle in the frame, so that the Tesla unit drive shafts are in the right position. And we are going to mark some 3 different heights, and on each side of the rear axle, and then we take, I think I'm going to drill a little hole in exactly in the middle of the axle. And, this is how we do it. Just take this say. And now we have reached the engine removal step. So I have prepared with loosening the engine mounts and the transmission mount. So it's just to pump it up. Yes, hello. Today we're going to weld some, and I have attached these beams here for the battery box installation. And here we have the height is 18 inches to the underside of the hood, and the same goes for the front. So it's 18, 18, 18. And here the battery box is going to be about this long and about this wide. Yes. Yeah, so now we're going to weld this beam here all around. Bye. Very nice. The 10 points welding. Look. Yes, welcome. Now we have got the Tesla drive unit from model P85D, and it's about 500 horsepower. And today we're going to weld the mounts for the Tesla's subframe into the Impala frame. So just checking that everything is in the right level. So we have the level for the Impala frame here from the body mounts, and that's perfect. Then we have also the rear mounts here, also perfect. And then we have the level of the Tesla subframe mounts here. It's perfect. And then we're using some distance. Yes, that's perfect. And so we have the Impala frame is in the right height. It's about 8 inches from the ground to the front side. So it's 8 inches here in the front and 8 inches here in the back. 8 inches there, 8 inches there, 8 inches all around. And then we have the level of the height of the Tesla subframe is exactly the same as it is on a Model S Tesla when the suspension is in the normal mode, normal height mode. And that is in the level here, and also on side to side. Checking this to in line with the disc, the brake disc here. The left side, same goes for the right side. It's in line with the frame here, in line with the brake disc. So that's perfect. Then we also have the front rear position of the drive. We have these holes from the hybrid, which marks the middle of the old rear axle on each side here. And that is now in line with the new Tesla drive shaft. So we have in perfect position, front rear position, side to side position, height position. Now we're going to just weld the mounts into the frame, and it's all prepared. So the ground stand here. That was the rear, that mount. Now we're welding the front mounts here. can also tell you about this. You just have to cut this away from the frame, support here, to get this profile in place. And in the front, just put it there, and then it's an M16 bolt, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. And then just weld it, and then we have a little profile above, and that's made from this. Just put it on top of that. You have that, and then top of that. Now you have a very nice strong mount, subframe mount. And you can see here. Very nice. Yes, now we're going to talk about the material in the mounts for the subframe. We are using steel profiles here. This is for the rear mount. It's 100. Now we talk millimeters. Yeah. Because we are in Europe. But this is 120 millimeters and 40 short. And the thickness is 4 millimeters. That goes for 4 millimeters is for the rest, for all of them. And the length is 180 on the rear. And here we have M16 bolts for the rear. And for the front mount, the lower is 80 and 40, and then it's 100 length. And the upper that's profile, which is above the other. It is 100 on the long side and 50 on the short side. And we also have 2 M16 bolts, a little shorter for the front mounts. And then you just have to have a angle grinder. That we're doing the rest. Yes. And this is the first step in making a bracket for the shockwaves at the rear. And for this we have to make some extra space in the wheel housing, as I'm going to show you now. Yes, to get the extra space in the wheel housing, we have made these sheet metal boxes out of 1.5 millimeters thickness, and the measurements you can see here, 220 millimeters that side, and here we have 100 millimeters. And we have the height 140 millimeters, and that's a box top with a top but not a bottom. That we're going to weld in the wheel housing. As you can see here, we have made this hole here to get the extra space for the suspension or the shock waves, and we're just going to put this, as you see, the box here up here and weld it so we get some extra space. Yes, hello. And now we're going to show you this really nice brackets for the Shockwave. And it's made from this profile, and it's 140 and 80 and 4 thickness. And this angle iron on top, it's 60, 60 and 6 in thickness. And then we have made, and the measurement here is 42 millimeters, same as Tesla's lower bracket. So we had to make some of these bushings in aluminum, a little bit wider. So you can take a closer look at the masterpiece. So here is the same measurement in the lower as it is on the upper brackets, 42 millimeters, and M14 volt upper and M14 Tesla at the lower. Yes. Now we have done the paint job on the frame here, and there's my friend, the world famous car painter. Yeah. What's that? Is it
Yeah.
is the Koenigsegg sweater?
Yeah, yes, you have worked there.
Yeah, okay. Yes, and the paint is matte silver, and it's looks really nice. And you made it yesterday.
Yeah, yes.
Yes, in the sunshine outside.
Yes.
Yes, that's perfect.
Sunday afternoon.
Yes, and Greta was not around.
She's in the United States.
Yeah, okay. That's
not here.
that's good for us, so we can paint with some toxic paint. As here you can see, it's a really nice surface. And here are the awesome brackets for the shockwaves. It's a round tour. Bye. See you later. And now we're going to put the body back to the frame. And we have installed the new body mounts here. 14 of them. And these small ones is 6 of them, and they fitted very good. But these bigger ones was too big here. So we have to do a little turning because it was 39 millimeters in the rubber, and it was only 30 is hole here in the frame. Now we have that is so. Now we're just going to put the body back on the new mounts, and you can come here. Here we have some. Here we have made room for the Tesla drive, and also that you can see the drive from outside. So that's polycarbonate glass, and it's glued. And then you have painted black here, so it's really nice surface. Yes. So, yes, welcome. Today we are going to do some mega unboxing here, and because we have got now got the parts from California from EV West. So it was a very long time from ordering to delivery. It was 1 year and 2 weeks. That's a very long time. But now it's here, so we can do some unboxing. Here's the batteries. I have prepared the lid. I need this EV West. It's LG batteries. And this is 18 of them. Now we're going to check this out. So here's the Tesla drive, and it's prepared for running without the car, so to say, without the Tesla car. was about it. Thank you.